Let's understand one more interesting concept. Let's go back to this providers array. Here we are in the provider. We were using this class provider, but now let's understand what will happen if I will use this existing provider. So in the existing provider, we are having that provide property. This multi is optional, and what we have over here, we are having one use existing property. So this time we can use the provide and the use existing. Okay, let's understand this concept first. Let's say in your application you are having two services. This is the counter service and this is the counter 2 service, and you have injected both of them separately in your components. Let's go inside this counter 2 service first, and let's remove this dependency. So this class does not longer extend the counter service, and here I can remove this super also, and there is no need of this test service as well. I'm removing it. So now what we have, we are having the exact copy of the counter service over here, but the counter is by +2 here in the counter 2 service. And let's use this counter 2 service in one of the component. So let's say in the all books component over here, instead of using this counter service, I will be using this counter 2 service. Let's resolve this import. So what is the scenario? In this all books component, I'm using this counter 2 service, but here on the home page, that is this public component home over here, I'm still using that counter service. Now because of any scenario, I need only one instance, and that is from the counter 2 service or from the counter service for both of them. How can I do that? In this scenario, we have to use the use existing. So either I'm using the counter service or counter 2 service, I will get the instance only from one. Which one? That we have to define in the app module. Okay, so here we are in this app module. We don't need this test service, so I can remove it from here, and this time I can use this use existing at this place. Now what will happen? Either I'm asking the instance for this counter service or for this counter 2 service, we will get the instance only for this new part, that is the counter 2 service. Whatever is written in front of this use existing, we will get the instance from that service. Just save all the changes, go back to the browser, and this time we are getting some error. Let's understand what is the error. It is saying there is no provider for counter 2 service. It means we have to define that counter 2 service as well in the providers array. So there are two ways. Either I can use that provided in property like this, provided in, that is the root, save changes, go back to the browser. We are having the counter, and remember on the home page we were using the counter service, and in the counter service we are increasing the counter by 1. But if I click over here, we are getting the value by +2. You can notice over here, instead of using this provided in property, you can also define your counter 2 service as well over here. So because this is an array and we can provide multiple values, so here by putting a comma like this, you can define your service. Now we are adding a provider for this counter 2 service also. So there is no difference in the provided in root or defining it over here. This time also you will notice that it is working fine. Let's do the reverse testing as well. So here I will be using this counter service like this, and use this counter service here also, and here I'm using this counter 2 service. So now what I have done, either I'm asking for counter 2 service or the counter service instance, I will only get the instance from this counter service. Just save the changes and go back to the browser, just hit the plus button. So we are getting the counter by 1, it is working fine. The minus is also working fine. If I go to the all books, you will notice we are having that 4 value. If I'm using this plus, now we are getting the value by 1. So this is how you can use the existing implementation for other services.